Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a video about 5 tips that I use pretty much on a daily basis when I'm doing my makeup, and they're just little things that I realize that I do to help fix certain things or correct certain things, and I guess you can call them 5 like makeup hacks that I have kind of learned over the years and just kind of help the process of applying makeup, because we all have those days where we're applying makeup and just like nothing's working and you can't get your eyeliner right or your contour right, and these 5 little tips will help you fix those little problems. It won't make them perfect, but it will help fix them. So I'm going to show you how to fix your winged eyeliner to make it maybe more even or sharp, how to fix your contour line, how to get rid of mascara smudges, how to prevent fallout on the lower lash line when using dark eyeshadows, and how to intensify your eyeshadows and foil them and make them look even more vibrant on the eyelid. And I'm also going to mention a product. This is Inglot Duraline. I'll mention that at the end of the video. Although it's not a tip, it's definitely a great product to have if you do makeup all the time, if you're a makeup artist, or if you just love makeup and use a lot of cream products. This will definitely help you when doing makeup as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. These are just things, like I said, that I've done on a daily basis for years now, so I thought I would just share them. They're nothing like crazy. It's just little things to help you along the way when you're doing makeup and fix little things, because like I said, we all have those days where just nothing's going right with your winged eyeliner or whatever, and these will kind of help that situation. So I hope you guys all had a great New Year's Eve, and good luck in 2016. Happy New Year to you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Okay guys, so the first tip that I'm going to show you is how to clean up your wing liner. We all have a love-hate relationship with wing liner. I personally am worn wing liner since probably I was a freshman in high school, and I'm gonna be graduating college, so I've been wearing wing liner for a while, and I still mess up. I've been doing it for years and I still mess up, and if my wing liner isn't like as perfect as it could be, I like just want to wash my face off and start all over. But this trick has helped me on a lot of those days where I'm like super frustrated with my makeup, and it can help you get a really precise, like clean wing. So hopefully this will help you as well. It's kind of a no-brainer, but I don't know, I figured I would just share it anyway because it's helped me a lot. So I'm gonna zoom you in so you can actually see up close a little bit, and I'm going to first take a brush like this. This is just a brush by Michaels. It's pretty much just like a really tiny, precise brush with a really like slim width. So I'm gonna take makeup remover. This is a random makeup remover, and I'm going to dip the brush in there ever so slightly and then rub it off on a tissue. You don't want it to be soaking because then it'll create more of a mess. Then you're going to take that brush, and most people want to think of going like away like this to create that sharp wing, and I will, but not first. You want to go in, like you'll see what I mean, because there will be a little bit of like a runoff from the makeup remover and eyeliner, and it's easier to clean it up if it's over here than it is out here. So what I do is I just take the brush and I run it against the line, and this is just going to help create a really more precise line. And then if you want, you can take it like a little bit out like that, create that really precise edge. And then I go ahead and I dip the same brush in concealer, and then I'll just clean up the area to make it, even more precise. Now some people like may not want to go through this step, but honestly it makes a huge difference, and it just Concealer literally covers up any mistakes. That's why I love concealer so much. And then you can use your finger to blend out this part, but I have long nails, so I'm just going to use my beauty blender and just ever so slightly blend out that edge. And as you can see, I now have like a really sharp, precise line. And it may take a little bit to get used to, but I promise you it'll help you. I promise. Yeah, so there you go. You have a nice sharp wing. So now on to the next tip. Okay guys, so the next tip is for when you make a mess when you're doing your mascara. We've all been in that spot where we're trying to rush and put on our mascara, and then it gets on either on our eyelids or a lower lash line or a concealer, and our first instinct is to wipe it away, but that's what causes the mess, and that's what's hard to clean up. I know it's hard, but be patient and wait like 2 to 3 minutes. You probably wait less, but I'll say 2 to 3 just to be safe. And let it dry, and your best friend is going to be a Q-tip, because it's going to flake off into the fuzzy part of the Q-tip and not disrupt any makeup that you have underneath. So I'm going to zoom you in. I just made a little smudge right here, and it's dry by now, and I'm going to take the Q-tip and I'm just going to run it over that area, and it's just going to come right off. And I like to switch sides just so I don't like smear anything. Run it over. And I'm not pushing hard at all. I'm literally barely pushing, and it's off. So I promise you that is going to be your best friend, this little thing, whenever you have those mistakes with your mascara. It'll literally save your makeup. So do not wipe it away at first. Let it dry. Okay, so the third tip is going to be using excess powder, and actually the next 2 steps are going to be about using excess powder, and this is going to be on how to prevent fallout. Well, not exactly how to prevent fallout, but how to help that situation. I personally like to do my face makeup before I do my eye makeup, so sometimes when I'm using darker colors, it'll fall underneath this area, and then when you go to wipe it away, it smears and it kind of ruins your concealer. But if you use this tip that I'm going to show you, you can really help fix that situation. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, and what I do is I'm going to take my Airspun powder. You can get this pretty much any drugstore, and my Real Technique sponge, and pick up a bunch of excess powder, and then I'm going to put this right underneath my eye where I'm going to be applying the eyeshadow. So that way when you go to put the dark eyeshadow on and there's any fallouts, it's going to, when you go to wipe away the powder, the fallout is going to wipe away with it, and it's not going to be sitting on like bare skin. It's going to be sitting on top of powder, so it just dusts away. I don't know if there's going to be a ton of fallout when I try to show this, but I think you get the point. So I'm just going to take a dark brown eyeshadow and put it on my lower lash line right there. And there's not a ton of fallout. There is a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. But when I go to wipe away that powder, the fallout is going to wipe away with it, and it just leaves a nice clean area, and the concealer is not disrupted in any way, and it's still perfectly intact. So that is my third tip. Okay, so my fourth tip is using powder to clean up your contour. I can be pretty messy with my contour sometimes if I'm using powders, and I find that this area of my face can kind of wear off throughout the day. So by doing this step, everything will stay intact and it'll really give you a nice sharp contour. So again, I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge and I'm going to dip it in some excess powder. And I'm just going to put this underneath my contour area. And I'm going to focus it especially in the back here to give that nice sharp contour line. This is kind of referred to as baking, but I don't always bake underneath my eyes, but I will here because again, it really gives you that nice precise contour. So I'm going to do it again on this side. And again, if you have oily skin, this is actually going to be a really nice step for you, because I find since I have oily skin, my bronzer can get a little muddy and kind of run throughout the day further down on my face. So you don't even really have to let this sit. I'm not going to, and it'll still do the job. You can let it sit if you want to, but you don't have to. And then you just wipe it away, and now I have a much more precise contour line, and my cheeks are a little bit lifted more. That made no sense. My cheeks are a little bit more lifted, and it just looks cleaner and better. So that is my fourth tip. Okay, so for my fifth tip, I'm going to show you how to intensify your eyeshadows. I used to look at pictures online and stuff and look at girls with makeup, like, or whether it be in a magazine or whatever, and I used to wonder how makeup artists would get that intense shimmery color on the lid. And I realized, well, what I learned is a lot of makeup artists use Fix Plus or anything with glycerin in it, so you can actually use eye drops as well, and they dampen the brush. And by dampening the brush with something with glycerin in it, it intensifies the eyeshadow and foils it. And by foiling, I mean it really intensifies the shimmer and almost makes it look like a liquid metal. And it's just more intense than it would be if you used it dry. Glycerin is a great ingredient in terms of makeup, because it really allows your makeup to stick to your face. And like a lot of girls now are using the Nivea aftershave balm as a primer for, it's actually for men for after they shave, but girls use as primer before they put on their foundation, because it contains a lot of glycerin, and glycerin makes makeup kind of stick to your face. And Fix Plus contains glycerin, and like I said, so do eye drops. So if you don't want to spend the money on Fix Plus, you can totally use eye drops. I'm going to demonstrate with a pigment. It's a bluish green pigment with a dry brush what it looks like if I were to just put it on the back of my hand. This is what it looks like. It's actually pretty, has a lot of fallout. So that's what it looks like without pigment. It's still very, without a damp brush, it's still very pigmented, but you will see once I foil it. So what I'll do is I'll put it on my brush, and then I'll just spray Fix Plus like a few times. And just by having it wet, it really intensifies the color and almost makes it look like a liquid metal or something. So as you can see, it's just a little bit more intense and opaque. And this side I feel like is a little bit more patchy, and that was used dry, and this is with the Fix Plus. So as you can see, it definitely creates a more intense foiled eyeshadow. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about isn't necessarily a tip, but it's a product that I wanted to mention, since this video is kind of about little things you can do to help your makeup issues, help your eyeliner, your contour, and all that. I figured I would give this product a mention because it can really help you when you're doing your makeup. For instance, when you go to use your gel eyeliner and it's completely dried out and you just can't get it to glide on smoothly, and that's the only eyeliner you have, or you use brow pomades and you go to open it up and it's just chunky and completely dry. This product by Inglot, it's called Inglot Duraline, is seriously going to help you. And it's just a nice product to have. Although, like I said, it's not a tip. I just want to mention this, and unfortunately you do have to spend your money, but it's definitely worth the investment. It's only like $12. I got mine at cameraready.cosmetics.com, and since I am a makeup artist, I do makeup a lot myself, and I also do makeup on clients. I find this very helpful because there are times where I'll just quickly throw the cap on to my brow pomade and it's not on all the way, and it completely dries out on me overnight, and then I can't use it the next day. So I'm going to show you how this works. You basically open up the product. This is very dry. This isn't even my color anymore. This is the Anastasia Brow Pomade in medium brown. This is for when I had darker hair. And then you take the Duraline. It comes in like an eyedropper kind of thing. And then just put literally 1 drop, maybe 2, into the pomade. And then take a brush. Actually, I want to show you, I'm just going to take it from the side that doesn't have the Duraline, what it looks like when I try to apply it without it. Right there, like that's without the Duraline. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of draggy and patchy, but once I mix in the Duraline, like so, I get this nice creamy mixture, and it just kind of revives my pomade. And then I will show you what it looks like once I have the Duraline. Woo! Oh my god. Okay, so as you can see, it's now a lot creamier, it goes on a lot more pigmented, and it just looks way better than that. So yeah, this is like the bomb. You definitely need Duraline if you use makeup daily. It will save you, just like the other tips that I shared. This is definitely worth the money, and I totally suggest it. Okay guys, so now I showed you all of my 5 little hacks and plus this little product, which I think this is a pretty good little hack product to have. Like, it fixes a lot of products and it will save you a lot of money. So anyways, I hope you found this video helpful, and hopefully you use some of these tips that I showed you today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.